Francis Ngannou is the baddest man on the planet, hands down. No argument. I mean, that was one of the most fascinating things I've seen in all of combat sports. Man, going into this, nobody gave Francis a chance, man. Look, I always believed in Francis. The man is a freak of nature. His story is one of the most special stories. His movie is going to be amazing. But even with all of that, I always felt if Francis was going to have any chance in doing anything significant in this fight, it will be by a knockout. You know, the special touch, the special one punch KO. That was what I was expecting. But man, did this man prove everybody wrong. Everybody. Styles, right? Tyson Fury is known for his technical boxing skills, quick footwork, and defensive prowess. Ngannou, on the other hand, is a powerful striker with a full background in MMA, obviously. His knockout power, on the other hand, is literally the most formidable in MMA. Now, he has proven that his knockout power is probably the most formidable in all of combat sports. Out aggressively, trying to touch up Francis Ngannou, jabs all on the face. But man, I'm not gonna lie, Francis even impressed me early on because he stood his ground. He ate Tyson's jabs for the first two rounds, and he was actually able to move more technical than Deontay Wilder, right? Like, that was very surprising. And then lo and behold, the third round, Tyson throwing in that jab, leaves that upper hand open, and Ngannou lands a nice overhead punch and lands Tyson Fury to the ground. I mean, it was amazing. It was unreal. Live odds went to Ngannou. The commentators started to take Ngannou more serious in the fight, and Ngannou stood his ground. Throughout the whole fight, Tyson Fury landed a lot of shots, right? Especially jabs to the face. But Ngannou ate everything like a champ. But for the few times that Ngannou landed clean on Tyson Fury, actually, I would take that back. It was not a few times. It was a lot of times. You could tell that those punches hurt, man. You could tell that they were landing in good ways that was affecting Tyson Fury. As the fight kept on going, it looked like Francis was getting tired, but then you would realize, okay, this guy is still in this fight fully. I mean, he held his ground, did so many things that nobody expected him to do. I mean, even if you believed in Francis, right? Nobody thought this fight was gonna go, the full 10 rounds. First of all, nobody thought that this was gonna be a competitive fight. Nobody thought that Francis Ngannou will be someone that you're arguing over, saying, yes, he was robbed. Tyson Fury won that fight. I mean, these are things that nobody saw coming. Nobody expected, even if you believed in Francis Ngannou. It's just amazing. Having to leave his country for greener pastures, not living in the most ideal way. He went through a lot with that. Coming here, becoming the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, battling it with Dana White and UFC. I mean, that was a crazy moment. This man bet on himself and everybody was hating on him, telling him he was delusional, he was in over his head, thinking that he had any chance in boxing, not to talk of trying to fight the heavyweight champ of the world. But this man knew his worth, he bet on himself, and he made the right decision. It went from a narrative saying, oh, Francis fumbled the bag, not knowing Francis is the bag himself. I mean, his stock has skyrocketed beyond measure. After this fight, Francis Ngannou is literally one of the most valuable fight athletes ever. It's crazy, So before the fight, giving him that one chance, punching power, that KO power, that's most likely how he's gonna win. That's what everybody was saying. Even if he had the puncher chance, it was slim. They said he didn't have a chance and he was gonna be schooled. It was the opposite, man. It was the opposite. Watching the fight objectively, you can't even tell who was a professional boxer and who was the MMA guy. Now, if you're being objective, right? Francis landed a knockdown in round 3. and then landed a bunch of good shots. I mean, at the end of the fight, Francis landed a bunch of body shots, man, that you could see was wearing down on Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury did not have one special moment in this fight. This night was all about Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou won this night. He won that fight, and he won, period. Man, I'm so happy for this man. God bless this man. It is so inspirational. I mean, so many people were counting this fight out, calling it a clown show, saying Tyson Fury is a joke, taking this fight, acting like it's serious. The main fight is Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Now, the momentum for that fight is totally dead. There is no way Tyson Fury is fighting Usyk in December 23rd. That is not even possible. Ngannou messed things up. In fact, people want to see a rematch of Tyson Fury versus Ngannou, or Francis Ngannou versus Usyk, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz. This was a crazy conversation to have just a few days ago. Now this is what we're talking about. We're hearing talks that Francis Ngannou might even be added as the number 10th heavyweight boxer in the WBC rankings, which is just amazing. I mean, the wins just keep getting better. From saying he fumbled the bag to saying, okay, he got this fight, but it's a clown show, it's an exhibition. From saying that to realizing, okay, it's a real fight, but it's not for the belt, so it's rubbish. He's gonna get schooled. He's just in it for the bag. He doesn't want competition. Dana White said he didn't want competition. It turns out it was the opposite, man. This man is a legit boxer. I mean, he's just a special man. Look, I always believed in Francis Ngannou, and nothing makes me happier knowing that it came to fruition. It was a beautiful sight seeing Francis walk in with Usman and Israel Adesanya and then Mike Tyson. It was a great moment. The production was good. Saudi Arabia really came through with their investments, bringing out all the celebrities pretty much to watch this fight. But the investment was good. It was a good night. Again, it was Francis Ngannou's night. Nobody can say anything. I believe Francis Ngannou will absolutely beat Anthony Joshua. I believe he has a big chance of beating Deontay Wilder. And I also believe he has a chance of beating Usyk, because Usyk is very technical and probably faster than Tyson Fury. But Francis Ngannou has more power and more reach. So, man, I'm never ever doubting this guy. I never doubted him. In all honesty, I never doubted Francis Ngannou. But I will absolutely never doubt him, not even 1%. I mean, like I said, I believed in him. I believed he could do something. But man, he performed beyond measure. I cannot wait for this man's documentary. He deserves a movie. He deserves everything. Dana White really messed up, man. The UFC had this man in their hands and they actually let him go. That has to be one of the worst fighter business decisions they have ever made, and there is no way they are not regretting that decision right now. Right now, Francis Ngannou has a contract with the PFL and also had that boxing clause included. It is crazy that was already an awesome deal, but now it is even more legit for Francis to decide to say, okay, I'm just gonna quit MMA and focus on boxing and play with the big boys and cash those mountain of checks. I mean, his opportunities are beyond, man. The man has stamped his name in combat sports. He is the baddest man in the planet. MMA and boxing, period. Put some respect on Francis Ngannou.